Welcome to Google Classroom Day 1. I hope you guys are excited. Snow day. I know maybe not so excited for Google Classroom. So here we go. Day 1, we're going to talk about writing equations. Okay. First, we're going to talk about an equation. An equation is an expression with an equal sign. An expression would be 5 plus 4. We call that an expression. There's no equal sign. An equation has an equal sign and then a value on the other side of the expression of the equation. So without the equal sign, there's an expression. With an equal sign is an equation. So an equation, the definition is a mathematical statement that two expressions are equal. It may or may not contain variables. What's a variable? A variable is, remember we talked about the letter X. X can be any number, okay? So in equations, we often see variables. Let me give you an example. Let's substitute X in for 5. Let's say X plus 4 equals 9. Here is another equation. And what we're going to do today is we're going to plug in a number for X, and we're going to see if the solution is true. I use the word solution because in this case, here's my equation. My solution would be X equals 5. If I plug in 5 into the variable X, I get 5 plus 4 equals 9. So that statement is true. Let me give you another example. X plus 9 equals 15. Okay? And then I'm going to say X equals 6. Is 6 a solution for this equation? Let's plug in 6 for X. 6 plus 9 equals 15. Is that statement true? Yes. Then 6 is a solution for this equation. Let me give you another example. Let's do 8x equals 72. Now remember, when we see a number with a letter, we are going to multiply. This means 8 times x equals 72. Let's say x equals 9. Let's plug in 9 for x. 8 times 9, does that equal 72? Yes. So x equals 9 is the solution for this equation. 8x equals 72. Let's do one more example. Let's say y over 4 equals 32. We'll say y equals 8. Let's plug in y, 8 for y. 8 over 4 equals 32. Is that statement true? Now remember, the fraction bar means to divide. 8 divided by 4 equals 32. No, that's not correct. So we would say no. Y, 8 equals y, is not a solution. So what would be a solution? X would not be a solution. So we need to figure out what y is going to be. 32 times 4 would give us the number up here. So let's do that. 32 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 128 would be the correct solution for y. Okay, so let's go over some word problems. You are going to have to find the equation that fits the word problem. Here is in your book on page 298. If you don't have your book, that's fine. I'm just going to go over 2 problems in here. Let's read number 5 here. Marilyn has a fish tank that contains 38 fish. There are 9 goldfish and F other fish. So we need to create an equation to represent this situation here. So we know that there are 38 fish in the fish tank. 9 are goldfish and F are the other fish. So if we added 9 plus F, we would find out how many fish are in the fish tank. So here is the equation that represents this situation. 9 goldfish plus F other fish equals 38 fish. Let's look at number 8. Kim rented skates for H hours. Now remember, we don't always have to have an X. You could have Y, H, A, B, C, D. Any letter of the alphabet can represent your variable. So Kim rented skates for H hours. The rental fee was $2 per hour, and she paid a total of $8. So it was $2 per hour. So I'm going to say 2 is going to represent how much per hour. And she paid a total. Now remember, our total is our equal sign here. So let's say H represents how many hours. If I take 2 and multiply it by how many hours she skated, I would get a total. Now if our total is $8, we would be able to plug in H. We would have to find a variable, what value this variable is. But right now we're just asking to write an equation. So 2 times H, now remember 2H equals 2 times H equals $8. That would be your equation. So now at this point I want you to go back into Google Classroom where you saw this video, and right underneath will be Google Forms. That is your assignment. There are 10 questions, 9 are which there are multiple choice. The 10th question, you need to create an equation. The directions are there. So go ahead and do that now. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Google Classroom. I'll be there available at any time. All right, good luck. Have a great snow day.